You're so excited to start your e-commerce business, but you're worried about the horror stories you've heard about marketing costs. In today's video, in fact, I'll show you 5 low budget to no budget marketing strategies that help you drive traffic to your online store without eating your profit margins. And the best part is that you can start implementing all of these strategies today. All right, the first low to no budget strategy you'll want to look into is to advertise less expensive products. Why? Well, the more a product costs, the more expensive it is to advertise. So if you've got a product in your store that costs $100, it could cost as much as $300 to advertise it before you start getting sales. That said, if you have a product in your store that costs much less, it will cost much less to advertise it. The reason this is true is because customers need more convincing to buy more expensive products. On the other hand, customers are more likely to buy less expensive products on impulse. They don't need a lot of convincing before they click buy. We talked to a multi-millionaire e-commerce entrepreneur who takes the price of a product and multiplies it by 3 to determine how much he's willing to spend on a product's marketing costs before he determines whether it's a winner. So for example, if something in your store costs $15, give yourself about $45 to test that product with Facebook ads to see if you can gain traction by advertising that product. Another bonus of this strategy is that if you use your less expensive products to drive traffic to your store, you can always upsell them and get them to shop for your more expensive products once they're at your online store. The next strategy to consider: use email to drive qualified traffic to your store. The thing to remember about emails is once someone gives you their email address, first, they've communicated to you that they're really interested in your store. And second, you can get in touch with them whenever you want with more reasons to come back to your store and buy. You can email these people about sales, special offers, discounts, and so on. And best of all, emailing these interested customers is absolutely free. So as you're building your store, make sure you're paying attention to ways to capture people's email addresses. Once you have a list of customer emails, you can actually use that list in Facebook to build a custom audience. This is great because what you're essentially telling Facebook to do is to find people who are similar to the people who were interested in your store because they gave their email addresses. Facebook will find those similar audiences and it will be more effective for you to advertise to those audiences. The next strategy is definitely free, but it does take some work. This strategy involves building a community with content. So often when people think about advertising their products, they think about creating Facebook ads. However, we've talked to entrepreneurs who've done a great job of building communities on social media platforms like Instagram, not by advertising to those communities, but by creating great content. For example, entrepreneurs Corey and Rodney tested out a few different niches that they could sell in on Instagram.
We kind of started a bunch of organic Instagram accounts, and we wanted to test a bunch of different niches, and we went with one that was getting very high levels of engagement, and we kind of went with that, and we started to develop that account a lot more. And once we started to get feedback from our kind of community that we had built, we started to realize, okay, this would be the niche that we could sell to. So we started to develop that and kind of go from there.
They started to grow communities on Instagram by finding content that those community members would love. Think memes or helpful infographics and inspiring tips and things like that. When they figured out which Instagram community was growing the fastest, they went all in on that community and they watched it grow. Once they learned more about that niche, they were able to launch a store that spoke exactly to the needs of that niche. And they drove free traffic to that store with the content and the community that they created on Instagram. The bottom line here is if you're willing to put in the work and spend hours a day creating an Instagram community with great content, interacting with the people who are leaving comments, and finding other Instagram accounts to interact with, you too can drive a lot of free traffic to your store on an ongoing basis without spending a penny. In fact, Corey and Rodney made $3,000 on Black Friday alone without any single ads. By the way, if you think you've tried this and it didn't work, let me just give you an idea of the amount of work that's required. We talked to an e-commerce entrepreneur named Emma Reed who suggests that you leave 100 comments a day within your niche if you're really serious about growing a community on a channel like Instagram.
Well, I suggest 100 comments a day in the relevant hashtags on the relevant people's posts.
Can we just use a bot for that?
No.
No?
It has to be real human interaction.
Okay.
Otherwise, people aren't going to buy from you because there's so many bots on Instagram just spamming people's posts.
Yeah. This is something that we talk about a lot. If you want to get started on a super low budget with dropshipping, it's possible. You built a $500,000 store like that.
Yep.
But you invested a ton of time and energy instead of ad dollars to get to that point.
Yes, for sure, yes. A lot of the beginning was me just grinding away, writing Instagram comments, building ambassador programs from the ground up to try and really get other people to like promote the product organically and all of that before I moved on to paid ads.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. You can also grow these on, say, Facebook groups. Just keep in mind that you have to wait a while to grow the community before you start advertising to them. If you advertise too early, the group will leave. The next low to no budget marketing strategy that will drive traffic to your store is exploring new marketing channels. You'd have to be living under a rock not to have heard of TikTok by now. It's the newest social channel on the block, and it involves creating quick videos with music or sound effects that showcase something, whether it's a joke or a dance or a product. There are 400 million daily active users on TikTok, meaning there's a huge opportunity for entrepreneurs to get in front of this audience early. The only thing is that TikTok is not optimized for people who are advertising on it yet. There's no way to link directly to your site, but the hustling entrepreneurs won't let this stop them. They'll be one of the first movers so they can figure out how the platform works. Then as TikTok evolves and makes it easier for people to go from a TikTok account to a store, those first movers will have an advantage. They'll already have an audience on this new channel. Now, TikTok is the most popular new kid on the block, but it's not alone. There are other platforms that are coming out all the time. So for example, just last week, we heard about a new channel called Byte. We don't know if it'll grow yet, but we know that the first people to be on the channel will have the most chances of succeeding on it if it does grow. This next no to low budget marketing strategy involves advertising to international markets. Most people, when they set up an online store, immediately start thinking about advertising to the US, and that's because the US is a huge e-commerce market. However, where there are a lot of advertisers, there's a lot of competition, and where there's a lot of competition on a marketing platform, the marketing costs are high. If you're dropshipping, consider going after international markets. It's cheaper to advertise to these countries, and you can still ship to them. Okay, it's time for our bonus strategy. This strategy is something that got a lot of attention when we posted about it on Instagram. This strategy comes from a six-figure dropshipper named Emma Reed. What she recommends is that you soft sell to customers first. And by soft sell, she means don't tell them to come to your store and buy, but rather create a Facebook ad that tells people to, for example, pick out a color of the product that you're advertising. This soft sell is a bit more enticing. If someone sees an ad that just says pick a color, they don't feel like they have to decide whether or not they want to buy before they click it. They may just want to browse the colors. Now you might be thinking, I don't want a customer to just browse the colors and leave. But here's the thing, the Facebook pixel will pay attention to who's clicking on your ad and who's interested in browsing colors in the first place. Once customers are familiar with your product because they visited your site in the first place, you can use retargeting ads to go after those customers again. Retargeted traffic is often much more effective at converting than cold traffic. Starting an online store does not have to cost a lot of money, and marketing can be done for cheap or for free. Thanks for watching, and until next time, learn often, market better, and sell more.
All right, welcome, people. I have wonderful news. This is my brand new Amin. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Amin wears turban these days.
Upgrade version, okay? Upgrade version.
Upgrade version. I like that. Okay. Now, I don't know about the poster though, you know, kind of thing, because you kind of look a bit kind of cute over there. But yeah, yeah. But you know, the first time you saw the poster, what did you think? Did you actually think it was you?
I think hire a new editor, editing of the picture, because you can surely do a better cut and paste job lah.
Okay, no, I made it really bad.
But they liked it. Most of my friends liked it. So yeah.
Oh, really? What did they like
I
about it?
I got a lot of people say that you look not as serious as you normally do. So
Oh, wow. So are we
you
gonna
just
see
disrupted
more
my
awesome?
motto.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
so we're
more
gonna see more chillax photos of you?
no, not anytime soon, man. No, that would be it. That would be it.
That will be it. Okay, because it
That
interferes
would
with
be
your
it.
brand, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, Nurul is saying it's cute new. I mean,
Yes.
kind of thing. Okay, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Just Langga. We are on our 51st episode. Can you believe that, Perthpal? So,
Yes.
51st episode. So, welcome everybody, LinkedIn family, YouTube family, and Facebook family. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, Just Langga is where we cover the latest on social media, entrepreneurship, and content creation, and tech, so that we can help you position yourself as business influencers on social media. Okay, today, normally I have Amin, but today I've got Perthpal, who's sitting in. Do you know what your role is today, Perthpal?
Let me tell you, I just feel as though I walked through the backstage on a Metallica, a concert, and suddenly I'm given a microphone. I'm enjoying the ride. So, I really don't care much what's going to happen tonight. I'm just in for the show.
All
That's the
right.
spirit
Okay,
I have,
cool.
man.
Yeah, because it is just Langga, and the best learning is when we're chillax and we just allow things to go with the flow, right? Kind of thing.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, and the best learning. I mean, that's my experience. Anyway, so welcome to the show, Perthpal. We are so excited to have you here. We're very honored, actually, that you would actually, come and join me as the co-host, kind of thing. Angela is saying, welcome. Sorry.
Terima kasih. I said thank you very much for inviting me.
All right. Okay. Angela is saying, hello, Nina. We've got two Angelas. Angela Eimer is saying, good evening, everyone. And Angela Kawada is saying, hi, Nina, Perthpal. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So tonight, Perthpal, we're actually going to be talking, and everybody back home, we're actually going to be talking about digital transformation, branding, and e-commerce. Yeah. How great is your digital transformation, branding, and e-commerce? Just wondering, you guys, and as well, Perthpal, what's your knowledge on that, you reckon?
Oh, to me, one of the benchmark or a yardstick, if an organization saying that we are on this digital transformation, I will look for, do you have a digital transformation chief? If you do not have, I think you're not really serious lah. So that's the way I look at it. But I seriously do not know much about that area because I'm not in that space. I look into culture transformation, but the digital transformation is something that I don't dabble with. So I'm really excited to listen to our guest today. Really.
Awesome. And I think because you don't have that knowledge, that's where the questions will come in really, really cool from you, because it'll be different things that you'll be seeing compared to me. But according to the research that I did, the information that I did get, that apparently, according to Harvard Business Review, now this is the 2019 data, I don't know what's happened since the pandemic, but 70% of the 1.3 trillion that was spent on digital transformation did not reach their goals. In other words, 900 billion went bust. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Wow.
But
For me,
but here's the thing, isn't it? Most of the transformation is being led by consulting bodies who actually give their ideas. So I'm just wondering, are they shooting their own foot by actually coming up with that kind of data? Right? Let's just explore where there's truth in that or not.
Definitely there's truth, because that was one of the examples that they said. But everybody keeps thinking, according to the article, everybody keeps thinking that digital transformation is about technology and but they forget it's about people as well. Because the people has got to adopt it. The people has got to use it and start using it as part of their everyday life and everyday work thing. So they forget the mindset, which is your specialty, right? Yeah, kind of thing. So very, very interesting. So all this is happening right now on Just Langga. We're not just going to talk about digital transformation. We're covering branding. We're covering e-commerce as well. So if you think this topic is going to be interesting and super useful to your friends, please share it out in your feed and tag your friends right now, okay? Share it out and tag relevant people to come and join us. Do it now. Tag them away, okay? So much money, Rohan is saying. I know that's a lot of makeup, right? In terms of my world, 900 billion is a lot of makeups, a lot of gadgets budgets, a lot of tiny houses, and a lot of Zara outfits. That's my world kind of thing. Okay. So, okay, speaking of learning, before we introduce the guests, Popcorn AI is saying tag Popcorn AI. Okay, got it. Okay, speaking of learning, I'm just going to share about what's going to be happening in the Popcorn universe. Let me just get where the stuff is. Okay, now we don't just have our show every Thursday, but we also have another Facebook group called the Authority on LinkedIn group. That's where we go every Monday and have our live trainings kind of thing. So Monday next week, 26 April, we are gonna, I think Amin will be back. Basically, we're gonna be covering 3 simple ways where you get your leads to convert. So that is happening on Monday, 8:30 p.m. And then this one, Perthpal, I think you might be interested in this as well. And you want to get as many of your people to come and join us, because Mariana Pascal, who's going to be talking about, she did a TEDx video, which is one of the most highest viewed TEDx in the history of TEDx. I think top 40 viewed videos or top 10. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a brilliant one. Really, really good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
It, right? Yeah. So she's amazing. At first, she didn't. She wasn't interested on coming, but I had a Zoom with her, so she's really, really interested. And I think that what she has to share is very important for all Malaysians, because you know how. What do you think? Malaysians really stop themselves from speaking English, right? Because we're so scared to be judged, right? Kind of thing.
My question, I have that problem too.
Huh?
Because
Really?
I don't sound Mat Saleh. Yeah, I don't sound Mat Saleh. See, mata not biru, you know.
Okay.
I don't grow my R. So a bit conscious.
Yeah, you're not a coconut. You know, you're not white on the outside but brown on the outside. White on the inside, brown on the outside. That's me. Okay, so we gotta watch it. So this is gonna be really interesting. And then we're gonna have a private class on Zoom, which is gonna happen on Labor Day, 1st of May. So if you're interested in that, Popcorn Chatbot will be putting the links here. And then Popcorn Bites is back with Samantha, who is actually a Google lead business. One of the chapter leads for Google Business is going to be sharing about how to elevate your business game with Google My Business. So all this is happening. Popcorn Chatbot will be putting it on the comment section. And then, yep, that's it for now. And now we are actually going to be talking about digital transformation, branding, and the future of e-commerce. Okay, so let me introduce you to our guest. Okay, kind of thing. So tonight, we're going to be talking about, our guest tonight is actually a serial entrepreneur. She's got 20 years of experience in the IT industry. She's also a certified trainer by profession. She founded Shenzhen Resources, a training consulting firm providing end-to-end digital transformation solution and advisory for businesses of all sizes. And she actually helps brick and mortar businesses to digitize their business. So prior to Shuen, she was the founder 7 advisor for IT Comp Sales and Services, which is a leading and trusted IT company championing efforts in retail chain, corporate IT solutions, and e-commerce business. Now, growing with the digital transformation in Malaysia, she is actively sharing her experience across e-commerce and cashless events as a contributor of the industry. Now, she is the founder of Shenzhen Resources, CEO of Jocom M Shopping, and certified trainer Sharon Goh. Let me add her to the thingy-mabob first. And yeah, welcome to the show, Sharon.
Hello. Welcome. I'm just mirroring you.
Okay, so I forgot to add that to me, she's kind of like the first lady of e-commerce, you know, because every time e-commerce, they always invite her. Okay, so you take note. Okay, Perthpal, if you need an e-commerce speaker, digital transformation, it's Sharon. Sharon, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey, Sharon.
Hi, Nina. Hi, Perthpal. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I forgot to give your clap. Wait. There you go.
That's Amin's job, right? Normally.
I like that.
I was hoping you brought your drums, you know.
Right.
Yeah. You could go like, you know, kind of thing. Okay, but never mind.
That.
Okay, Sharon, first things first, before we start, can you share a little bit about you? You know, what were you doing? You were one of the first few people to get into e-commerce. What were you doing before that, and how did you get into it? Can you share with us? You know?
A little bit introduction about myself. I'm a serial entrepreneur, as you can see from Nina's banner just now. So I don't call myself entrepreneur. I call myself technopreneur. Sounds better, right? Sounds more sexy. Yeah, because I have been in the tech industry for the past 20 years. But when I started the business, it was like a brick and mortar business. It's typically hardware, IT hardware, laptops, mouse, keyboard, what you can see, those are called hardware. So, and then I was the founder and also a former CEO for ITCom. That was where we ventured into from brick and mortar business. And then we ventured into corporate sales, supplying all the mainframe servers, networks to all the corporate company, including banks as well. Mm-hmm. And then I remember vividly, I can remember during year 2013 or 2014, that time when, of course, that time Lelong.com and all this thing was already there in Malaysia. But Lazada was the first kickstart of the entire marketplace. When Lazada landed in Malaysia, that was the moment I started my e-commerce journey. Officially, I should say officially, put a word there, officially.
So this was 2013, 2014.
About there, I can't recall the actual date, about 2013 or 2014, about that. Mm-hmm. And then after that, that was a little bit my history on the IT hardware. And then after that, during year 2018, I was ex-CCO for a fintech company. So that that fintech company is actually a TPA, third-party acquirer. So what it does is like, all the e-wallets, you have Boost, you have Touch and Go and all this thing, we actually aggregate all the e-wallet payment into one system so that vendor or merchants or offline retail brick and mortar business user, they can actually receive payment from multiple wallets using one platform. This is what we do. And then apart from that, I'm now currently sitting as a position of a partner and COO for Jocom M Shopping. So what is Jocom M Shopping doing? We are an online grocery company. We don't have offline presence. You don't see us as a shop or a store or hypermarket, whichever, but we are selling things like what they're selling. But we only present online. All right. So that is what we are doing right now. And apart from that, I'm also a certified trainer. So doing mainly on consulting and also training for digital transformation and crisis leadership. Yeah, that is
Wow, that is like a lot of things.
Yeah, I feel like it took a lot of your time.
Yeah, Sharon, 2013, when you said Lazada came in, and then that's when you started.
2013 or 14, yeah.
Yeah, so that was the time that you got into e-commerce. What exactly did you do in that segment?
You know what? That time when I first started the business, right, set my foot into e-commerce, my partner and myself, we have a little bit of different point of view. So I was like, I see this is coming. It's just a matter of time. I don't know why. Maybe I can kind of smell the thing is coming, So I told my partner that I need probably 1 or 2 manpower to assist me on this. Probably that time, not much people seeing the future of e-commerce yet. All right. So I am those kind of people that do first, die later, don't care. Mandarin say bo chap, and then I said, okay lah, since you don't give me manpower, right, I do it myself. I took the lead and I did it myself. And the first few weeks or first month, I managed to get about 10,000 sales from online. And then after that, the next sales came in was like 30,000. And then during that time, not so much merchant actually selling there. So we kind of be the pioneer group of people. And then we managed to have a 6-figure amount during 1 day sales.
Whoa.
Yes. We can create a GMV of 6-figure during 1 day sales.
Wow.
During that time. Yes.
What were you guys?
Yeah, what were you guys selling? Because you were selling stuff.
Are you selling some illegal powder or something?
Sorry?
Are you selling some illegal powder that we do not know of? Because I like to get into the deal.
I don't. No, I don't. I only sell IT products like mouse, keyboard.
Example?
Smartphones, tablets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Those are high volume, high value products.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
After the third month, I think after the first month or second month, my partner started to ask me, hey, how many manpower you need?
Okay, Pauline is asking, Sharon, wow, what's your secret sauce?
No secret sauce. You just need to start doing.
So just langgar lah.
I just langgar lah, like your hashtag lah.
Hai.
Bagus.
Yeah, bagus.
Yeah.
You just hentam kind of thing.
Yeah, just hantam lah, don't care lah.
Okay,
How
cool.
long-
But can I just like add a little bit? You know,
Yeah, please do.
during those time, right, when we first started the online thing, you know, we don't know how to do it. You know, selling products in online right now, you need to have pictures, good content, good product pricing strategy, and all these things, including videos. But those time don't have videos lah, just pictures. Just normal pictures will do. But you know, saying that is very easy right now. But doing that during that time was hard because no one talk about e-commerce. No one going to share about lessons. No Lazada University, no Shopee University, nothing at all. So it's typically you langgar, you jatuh, you bleed, and then you just plaster yourself, and then you just got to stand up and redo the thing again and see where you done wrong and try and error every time. It's just really just like that.
So basically, you meraba dalam kegelapan, right?
Yeah.
How do you say that? Sounds bad. Right. But it's kind of true. I mean, the early days of content creator was there as well. And I think during your time, it was hard to, because although you don't have videos, but getting photos, internet was probably slower then as well, is it? So it is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have reference.
And also, during those time, no one is going to educate you what is called copyright, what is called watermark on pictures, and what is called content writing, what is called a good, attractive point, and how to actually post your pricing proposition. No one going to teach you all this. So you just typically have to just langgar lah. Every day you langgar lah, typically.
Okay. So I love this. Every day you langgar yourself to 6 figures eventually. Right? Oh, at least Perthpal you so can langgar, right? It's been a good journey, right? So,
I know.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, can you quickly share with us? That was 2013/2014. We cannot even remember. And now we're talking 2021, right?
Yeah.
Right. So things have evolved quite a bit. Could you share with us like how things have kind of shifted from then to today, you know? And compared to other countries, where is Malaysia? How do we fare? Just share with us whatever you know, you know?
Actually, I don't think so. It pivoted a little. It pivoted a lot. In fact, it's a lot. It's a huge. If you ask to think back, like 2013 or 2014, what happened during those time and right now, there's such a huge difference. I think, like it or not, you have to thank to the pandemic that actually speed up or fast track the entire digital transformation. I personally look at that, right? If this thing doesn't happen, it will at least take us 6 to 7 years to where we are today.
To be where we are today digitally, right? Yes. Okay. Yes. So the pandemic helped us accelerate by 6 to 7 years, yeah?
Yes. And you know, during those time, and you were talking about online buying. What is that? If I pay already, someone don't send me the stock, how? If they send me something which is what I'm buying, how? And you're quite skeptical and they're quite reserved with what you're proposing. I remember I this is a little bit of what to call that during those time. I typically brought a machine. It's a machine cost about country price at 40,000, and I fork it out with my own cost. And it was so amazing. It was like we call it VR or AR thing. It's a cupboard. Typically, it's a black color cupboard. You see a screen, and that screen itself, right? When you turn it on, right, you can see a product inside the screen. Okay, and it's a transparent screen. You can see the product, but the screen itself is a touchable and sensible screen that you can actually have the product description on the screen. At the same time, there's a turntable inside there. If you move your finger on the screen, that product will turn. So I brought that thing in at the same time during that e-commerce time, and everyone wanted it, but no one willing to fork out the cost, kind of something like that. So the same thing happens to e-commerce. Like everyone wanted to go in, like nak masuk, tak nak masuk, but being
Scared.
skeptical. Yeah, scared. So, but right now, right, if you don't know what is buying online, right, something is very wrong somewhere. You know, even the auntie, I was pretty amazed. Like last year, we had our lockdown in March 18, right?
Mm.
I can see an auntie selling, don't know, nasi lemak or something. In 24 hours time, she was actually online selling in Facebook.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. I mean, if for a pasar malam auntie to get that, if the pandemic doesn't hit us, I think she wouldn't think of so lah.
Yeah,
That is
she
yeah.
definitely not. Like I actually started shopping, I mean, I'm sorry, online only during the pandemic. Otherwise, I would not have touched it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
surprise.
also, you know,
Mm.
Really?
Usually somebody buys for me. I use other people's money, but now, there's no choice.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm
And
just
also,
wondering, Sharon.
yeah, talking about grocery, since I'm
Yes.
actually a CEO for Jocom, you know, grocery people are quite typical. I want an orange, I need to touch. I need
Yes.
a vegetable, which is the green that I want. You know, the freshness of the food is something that they really cannot tolerate with. But right now, because of the pandemic, and no one dare to go out and shop, and this is necessity. So, like it or not, they try. And after they tried, they kind of say, oh, this is not a bad experience, is it? So we keep on trying, and then you will see more and more people buying online, even grocery.
It,
Yeah.
it's about doing it the first time and then you get used to it and so it's just like that video just now. You play around with the color and then you become warmer and stuff like that. Yeah. So interesting. I do have a question. Would you say that whatever's happening with e-commerce and stuff like that, does it actually pave the way for the rest of the economy to start shifting and moving online? Just wondering.
I personally, this is my personal thought, don't quote me on that. I think we have to thank the e-commerce. If not, during this pandemic period, right, without e-commerce, right, I think more people will suffer from this economic crisis. I should say that. I should say that. Yeah.
Sure. I'm just wondering, question. You have tried a lot of things when you got into the e-commerce. Buyers were skeptical, buyers were afraid, sellers were also, trying to find the balance. What were some of the major mistakes that you made along the way? I'm intrigued to know.
A lot.
I'm sure there are tons. Yeah. So tell us some.
Okay. Given an example is like, okay, when you post something online, what do you expect? A sales. When you have a sales, woohoo, I got a sales. And then what's next? Because during those times, we were selling IT products. IT, laptop, screen, crackable. When people dump it, it will crack. So we wasn't that experienced when it comes to packing the product. Okay. So we learn from mistake. When customer received the thing, right, the entire monitor, can you imagine, like 20 over inches monitor was being dumped during the logistic process. And when the customer received, it's cracked or it's broken. Okay. And then from there, we slowly and gradually learn how we actually deal with the packing. What are the bubble wrap that we need to use? Where to pack so that the thing doesn't crack, and all this thing. This is part of it. And then the second thing is how are you going to attend to a customer service? When you're doing offline, right, the customer is typically standing in front of you. You can see the product, he can see the product, you can explain, you can touch, you can feel, you can smell, or you can try. But when it comes to online, nothing can be smelled, you cannot touch. What you can see is just by the pictures. You can just justify the product by the pictures. So at first we thought, like, being in e-commerce, right, as long as I put the product, that's it lah. So I'm waiting for sales. But that's not the case. So you need to have, like, for instance, if I'm selling this cup, okay, you need to show them this angle. Okay, you need to show them this angle. I'm so sorry, I cannot flip the cup because water is inside. And then you got to
that angle from
this angle, and you have to show the diameter and the other side as well. So this is what you should know. And we make this mistake by putting only one picture, static pictures, which you cannot even justify how big is this. Okay. and we posted the product, but no sales. So, and then we went in and readjusted the pictures, the content, and even the pricing proposition is also one of the very, very major point. Okay. And then next come with is the customer service. So, like customer service, when they buy something, after you deliver, if they receive everything in tip-top condition, voila, congratulations, you are safe. But what if it's an angry customer? How are you going to attend to an angry customer where you can't even see them face to face? So communication in words is very, very important, because sometimes you have team that is not being trained on customer service in a proper manner of customer service. So you just then you get the level of angriness is like 1000%. Yeah. And then what happened next is they're going to shout this thing, and they're going to post in your Facebook, shout in your Instagram, do in all your social media. You're gone.
Mm-hmm.
You're gone. And
You
then
become
other than all this social media thing, don't forget when it comes to online, when a marketplace, right? You buy something, you write review, isn't it? When an angry customer can write you a very nasty review, when that review is actually in it, you can't remove, you can't delete. And then imagine with the next new buyer were to saw the review, will they buy from you? Obviously they won't, unless you have 100 good review, only one bad review. Then people think that is that customer's problem.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So basically, it's because you were the first mover, you were facing all these challenges because you then have all these customers who you cannot see and they couldn't see the product. So you needed to, you didn't know that you needed to do all these things to replace all these missing senses, right? When you're buying in person. Yeah. Okay. Amazing.
Even talking about this, right? Another thing, which is the biggest challenge, I think, to the top management and as a founder like us, is the talent. How are you going to educate the talent with something which is not happening right now, which is going to happen in the future, and you also don't know? And when you make mistake, obviously they're going to make mistake. And how are you going to train them? And moreover, during that time, you don't have like e-commerce executive, this position you don't have. You typically create the position for that, and the training to the staff, to the team is also another big challenge. Yeah.
Right. So it's like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
So for the entry level kind of position, the chatbot has helped you overcome some of the issues, isn't it? So what kind of e-commerce talent that is needed right now, in your view? I know there's a whole bunch, but one area that is difficult to get, which area is that?
To name you a few, like for example, if you are an e-commerce player, just a normal trader, you just take the product and sell online. You don't face so much problem. What you need, what you'll be challenged is your content writing, your pictures, okay, and your photo shooting. Okay, these are all the challenges that you need to face. And also, of course, you have very fierce competitor in the platform itself, right? But if you are a platform yourself, take an example, Jocom, we are one of the platform ourselves. You need to have different range of talent. For instance, you have developer. Okay, it's not only the web developer that we're talking at. It's not about website development. It's the apps development. You need to have a back-end developer. You need to have a front-end developer. You need to have an iOS developer. You need to have Android developers. These are all the things that you need to feed into the ecosystem. Come next, to feed in this developer in a better journey, you need designer. You need UI UX designer, which is user interface and user experience designer. And you need to have a team of designer. And the best thing is they can shoot video and they can shoot nice pictures. Yeah, this is very important.
They can all do it at the same time.
And another biggest challenge right now is, last time during those time, you just need to have a static pictures. Okay, what I mean by static picture is just the pictures. But now you must have a very nice shoot pictures. Like for instance, if you are selling, what can I give an example? If you are selling a curry chicken, instant curry chicken. example, given an example, you cannot just take the curry chicken or the gravy itself. You need to put a little bit chicken beside, a drumstick beside. You need to put some rempah at the side, and then the chicken is there, the marinated, the gravy is there, and yet to mention the lighting,
Yes.
the lighting and the tools.
If possible, the sweaty cook at the side of it.
Yeah.
And actually sound, because apparently people buy based on sound.
Right,
Yes.
right.
I remember that advertisement was like a hot beach, everyone sweating, and then suddenly the color, like
Man,
broke, that sound effect, and also that that thing. Those are the things that you really need to put it in right now in your product. By putting that static thing, it's not going to help. You need to put a lot of
So
effort.
it sounds like before you could get away with one static photo, but now it's gone so like chunky and whatever. It's become like full on ads, right? Kind of thing.
Yes. And one more thing. Last time, a handwriting content, just wording content will impress your user or your buyer. But now, if you try doing all the handwriting content, I tell you, once they click on there, they read second paragraph, they'll just remove you off. You need to actually put video content inside the content itself. Okay. And last time, people used to shoot 1 minute video because why? You can actually post it in YouTube or even the short video thing because 1 minute, right? But now it's different. It's another different world. People don't have time for you and people don't have patience for you even 1 minute. So they need a few second video, TikTok video, Instagram stories, Facebook stories. Those are the things that people love the most because it's fast. I don't like you, I just swipe you off. It
sounds very ruthless and cutthroat.
Yeah. Spot on right.
Okay. So, oh my
It's
God.
scary.
Yeah.
I got a question. I'm just I still am trying to process your journey, right? So it looks like you have been doing so much. You're doing a lot of things. How the hell do you do it? That's number one. Number two is you're talking about having the back and front end developers and so on, but isn't there a cheaper solution like getting it off the shelf and then you put it together? Do you have to have people developing that?
Yeah. Come to that point, right? Actually, we should have mentioned that one during the first point. Okay. But then, a lot of people has been confused by the big bombarded word like digital transformation.
This is the next question. What is digital transformation?
So a lot of people thought that digital transformation is, I don't know what the hell is that. Okay.
It's for big companies.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody like Petronas or CIMB can implement, but no, not me.
Yes. And people thought that it's meant for big players. In fact, it's wrong. Digital transformation, to put it in the layman terms, is just like putting your offline business, putting everything offline to online. That's it. Okay. Come back to your question. How did I actually manage my time? Honestly speaking, I come back to the question of off-shelf or developer team. How can it eliminate if you don't have capital on that? So a lot of people confuse like digital transformation. Everyone's doing, I should do. But the thing is that you don't start your step by mirroring what people is actually doing. You must first understand what you need. What is your business model? Where are you? What do you want to achieve? The clarity of you in your transformation journey is very, very important, and the planning of it is very important. Please, my reminder to all the audience here is please don't just follow what people is doing just because you want to move your company into a digital transformation or digital company. Wrong. You must first understand what's your products, who are your targeted client, where do you want to move yourself, and plan properly. What is the first step, second step, and third step? All right. So this is, and if you can find certain solution like SaaS, we call it SaaS, software as service, you can actually buy it off from the shelf. Those, if you think is suitable for you, and again, my reminder, don't immediately purchase first. There are some software outside, they have 14 days trial period or a month free trial period. try it first and see whether it's applicable to your business. If you think it's okay, then only you purchase. If not,
Okay.
look for a better solution.
Okay, love it, love it, love it. So basically, what you're saying is digital transformation is whatever you are currently doing offline, you want to take it online, and you do not have to invest in expensive things. There are off-the-shelf stuff. Do your research and test it out, and go for a trial period and stuff like that. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. Ridwan has a question. Sharon, how big is your team size?
Okay, when I was in selling my IT hardware at that time, my team size is about 50 plus. I couldn't remember the
Now?
actual number. Now it's about that. Now it's about like 30 over, because we actually how to say, we actually shrink down the size of retail, so move things online. But with Ucom, we have about front part, we have like about 40 plus in doing operation, meaning to say doing online posting, graphic design, developers and finance and all this thing. And we have another back team, which is our warehousing team, because we have our last mile, we have our own fleet. We have about 12 to 15 lorries, which is delivery, because we not only being a platform, we are covering the logistic as well in-house. We don't source it outside. So we're doing in-house as well. So we have 30 over people there in warehouse. And then our warehouse is about 25,000 square feet, if I'm mistaken. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Got it. Okay. Pauline is asking if businesses are moving online, what's going to happen to retail and physical businesses then?
Okay. Good question. You know why? There are a lot of new terms, which last time my teacher never taught me. You know, what O to O, O to O to G to G, B to B, B to C, B to B to C, all the same. You know, it's a good question that people thought that they bring their business online, they should shut their offline off. But actually, you should put it into an entire ecosystem. You know why? First of all, if your customer would come over to you offline, okay, give an example, they buy something from you, you promote to them, follow my Facebook, follow my Instagram, follow my social media, my Twitter, my LinkedIn. And then from there, once they follow, sometimes you don't do promotion at the same time for offline and online. So if they see certain products which is doing promotion in online, they will purchase from you online. Okay, this is where you bring offline to online. You bring the circle like that. Whereas if you do the other way around, is people don't know you're present, you're offline present. They didn't even know that you have a shop or store in shopping mall or any shop. So they buy something from you online. But it's good that they know that if you have a offline present, even though they've never been to your store before, but buying online with you, they have much more confidence, because if they know that something go wrong, they can step to your shop and slam on your table. That's another confidence that you give to them. So there's always, I'm telling people, you do your offline, online, offline, online in a cycle. You don't think that offline is offline, online, online. You don't campur aduk the thing. It's wrong. You have to campur aduk the whole thing and put it into
so it's a whole ecosystem, and it's in tandem and complementary, right? Yeah, it's true. I have heard of this company. What it does is they have like sample sizes. They sell dresses, but you cannot buy at the store. You order them, it gets shipped to you. So that could be another future that we're looking at. Yeah. Yeah, because my friend does that. She will buy all these designer dresses. She will go to the store, try it on for size, and then she goes online, she goes on eBay, and she looks and she gets the best price.
Okay, since you're talking about that, right? I have an experience with that. Probably I can share, and then
Yes,
some
please.
of them, if you're offline and online, you can take this as an example and case study. Okay, if you have an offline team, all right, at your showroom, so when they sell something, they take a commission out of it, all right. So in fact, if your online pricing, because you don't need to pay rental, you don't need to pay for a lot of things like your utility, your water bill, and everything. So therefore, in your online, you can actually sell in the cheaper pricing. So you know what happened? Client is so intelligent. They will come to your store, they experience, they touch everything, suka lah, sentuh lah, whatever, but they don't sentuh me lah, of course. Okay. And then after that, they will walk out and typically sit in front of your store and order from your online store, which is the cheaper pricing that advertised in your offline. And end of the day, right, 30 minutes later, They will walk into your offline store and pick up the stock. So what happened next is the conflict between the team. So, offline team will think that, oh guys, you guys are capturing all the sales online. So we offline is doing all the work, doing all the dirty explanation, and at the end of the day, you guys getting the sales. So we're not getting the commission. So what happened? We actually did was a very huge, a huge change. We moved the entire online office out from the retail. So if you are an online customer, you have to go to our online location to pick it up. And when you pick it up, no installation, no extra service, no explanation, nothing at all. So you pay for what you're buying. But if you're at our offline, we let you experience, we explain, we even install, and we hands-on, we guide you through how to use on the hardware itself. If you have any problem, do come back to us. We have our service team here for you.
So that worked okay after that was changed. Okay.
Yes.
It makes a lot of sense because, there's higher cost with offline as well, right?
Yeah.
So, and you should be getting that service and stuff like that. Popcorn chatbot is saying Oxwhite. Have you heard of Oxwhite? Is purely online, right? And they tapped on community in a way.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about, I did have a question. Okay. So you talk about digital transformation being, it's about looking for what's out there and, testing it out and stuff like that. Do you have some apps or techs that you swear by that you could easily recommend to people? Just wondering.
Swear by?
Yeah, like apps and techs that you swear by kind of thing. Like we swear by Canva. I cannot live without Canva. Okay. Yes, you can. Anything else?
I expected that answer.
Good job.
Yeah. You're giving me
I
any time to promote myself.
Right. I expected nothing less than from you. Always be selling, right? Always be selling. Well done.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
I suddenly recall, Peppa, I actually missed out your question. You were asking me how did I spend my time, right?
Okay. Yes, Perthpal did ask that.
This is very important because being a founder ourselves, right, there is no way that you don't keep learning new things and absorbing new knowledge and you wanted your team to do it. I think it's very unfair. When you want your team to move, you will make sure you take the lead first. Okay, so how did I actually spend my time? Actually, being in digital world is not easy. Every day there are new things. Every day you have new tactics of posting your Instagram, taking different angle pictures, the lightings and everything. So you have, like myself, early in the morning, I wake up. The first thing I do, I don't waste my time actually. When I brush my teeth, I just put my handphone slant aside. I just watch those, the short video, which is teaching you how to shoot video with your handphone without a professional camera. This kind of content. And then when I shower, obviously I cannot watch, so I listen to podcasts. So I listen to fintech podcasts. I listen to all these digital, anything related to digital. Or the best is I listen to a lot of channel from China, the e-commerce trend in China, because they are so amazing. The transformation is a huge gap compared to us. And by knowing what they are experiencing right now, then you will know that what is coming. So you get yourself prepared. And then when I went into my car, podcast again. Okay, so when I work, I watch short YouTube video. These are all about all these learning things. So this is how I spend my time.
Okay. There's a very good question from CA actually. For online businesses, is it possible to succeed without resorting to massive discounting strategy, subsidy to acquire early adopters?
It's a yes and a no thing.
Okay. So what? Why yes? Why no?
Okay. Assuming again, assuming if this is one and the only design and you have patent right, you don't have any competitor doing the same products, then you can have the say on the product's pricing proposition. Okay, you take the lead and you make the call. But if you're selling certain product which is massively can be found in the market, I'm so sorry to tell you, if you stand still, you're not doing any discount, chances is very low you can get the sales. Okay, but there are ways that you can actually do it. So you don't do it like one-to-one, head-to-head. You do it with some other bundling. For instance, you don't want to drop the price so obviously. You can actually bundling with something or probably 2 to 3 products. Then you actually play around. Then the user or the customers will kind of like, you cannot compare apple to apple. Then it's very hard to compare. You get a clue? Yeah. If you compare apple to apple, people selling 10 ringgit, of course you have to sell 9.90. Unless you can even sell 15 ringgit if people sell 10 ringgit. If you have very good reputation, your review is so much, and you have so big volume, and you're being trusted, and your packaging is very nice when you send to customers versus your competitors, then you can sell even up to 15 ringgit or 20 ringgit. So
doesn't that
Right.
that would go into branding then, wouldn't it? Like,
yes.
What is your offering compared to your competitors? Like, some people are
Yes.
willing to pay higher because they just don't want to deal with crap, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shall we talk about branding then? How important is branding today? Because I would have just assumed e-commerce, it doesn't matter. It's just a product. But how does branding come into play? And when we talk about branding, is it the personal branding or the company branding or the product branding? Yeah.
Okay. So if you are talking about branding, right, you can see yourself in different angle. Not only a lot of people thought that branding is just for the company branding, for the company itself. So in fact, what I did was something different, because I knew clearly that if I want to build my company branding as if everyone know, I don't have a deep pocket. So everyone knows that bringing your brand up to be seenable by everyone, you have to spend a lot. So, but a lot is what I don't have. All right. Being an SME, I understand what SME has suffered. I always use my creative mind to think of the best way that I don't have to pay a single cent to bring my brand up. So what I did was I actually used my experience in the industry by giving talks, sharing experience. Once you bring yourself up there, your company name will be shown. So when your company name will be shown, then a lot of people will know, like, what is this company selling? Let me search a little. Let me have a look what they are doing. Have a search on Facebook or Instagram or even Google's keyword search and all these things. And then that is indirectly helping you, yourself, and your company branding at the same time. So the second thing is, a lot of people thought that, branding, if I want to build branding, I must use a very handsome guy, very pretty lady taking that product. Actually wrong.
My nose very
The best branding and is free is yourself. Is the founder yourself. So when you build that thing and you bring your face in front and you make your face as a brand and bring the company up, that is for free. Right? So again, I'm talking two types of free thing. But of course, when the first strategy that I'm using, you need to be knowledgeable. You need to have experience in order to share people the right move, the right path. Because I hold a very strong integrity. I don't share things that I don't know. I don't talk things that I don't understand. So I only share my experience. So even though I make mistake, I still share, because showing my vulnerable part is also myself, is also a strength. So only, the glory part of stories, right? Everyone know how to speak. But the shameful part of story, right? Hardly people dare to share. People think it's very shameful. To me, that is my journey. What is so shameful to share? So that will indirectly bring the brand up, the company, and also myself. So
Okay.
That's free. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I have something to share.
For this one.
Okay, got it. Okay, Perthpal, any
I
questions?
got a question. Yes, I got a question,
Yeah,
man.
go.
I mean, my question is this: the conflict that you had between your online and offline stuff regarding the commission, and eventually you made a decision to change it a little bit. Is that change inward looking and not outward looking? When I say outward looking, is did you make that decision for convenience for your internal process, and and shifted the burden to the customer to find that separately, because that decision, was that inconvenient for the customer,
Not
because they were
really.
enjoying whatever they're enjoying?
It's actually depends how you look into it, because during that time we actually have 5 retail store in all major shopping mall. The rent is very expensive, and of course we have to juggle around, because it took us quite some time to find a balance point, how to mingle around with this. So, and of course, when our online customer came to us and pick up the store, we will explain to them, this is because we don't have a technician here, we don't have a service center here. Our service center are all in our offline store. So therefore, we are actually explaining. You have to explain to your client. Okay, you know, people that buy online, they don't actually expect service. Okay, because they are expecting, okay, if I buy online, I'll just expect the parcel to arrive at my house. I'll just unbox the thing. I'm not going to mail you my technician to come along with the parcel, and when you open that thing, my technician is there to do all the thing for you. It's understanding language when it comes to online purchase. Yeah.
Okay. In terms of price sensitivity, one more question. In terms of price sensitivity, which is I'm very slow in adapting online. Okay, so I must tell you that. For me, the day I ordered Grab food was like, whoa, that's technology. I never ordered food before in my life. I eat home cooked food mostly. When it comes to price sensitivity, when I buy something from AliExpress, for example, right, I want to buy a pen. 10 people may be offering. The one that is pricing it a little bit higher is someone that I'll be drawn to first instead of the cheapest price, because I find, let me discover, could there be something in here that the others may not have? How sensitive are people on pricing, purchasing online, and what kind of group of people that you realize that you find that are very, very picky about that? Like you buy stuff from Giant, some people will want to use the 50-cent coupon to get it. So they might travel 20 kilometers at one location to get the 50-cent coupon, which I think sometimes doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
But how sensitive you see people are with that slight change in pricing?
Okay.
And who are
If
the
you're
people
talking
who
about
react?
that, right? We are talking about user, we could say
Profile?
algorithm. Like, for example, you have different type of purchaser. Okay, we actually sell that brand in our own store. We also help the brand to take care of the brand store. For instance, brand doesn't allow to drop price because of brand proposition, so you must remain your price. And even though you're doing promotional price in your store, but brand store is here, the pricing difference, but you will still strangely see, even though it's a very big difference in pricing, there are still customers that willing to pay higher price to buy from the brand store instead of cheaper price to buying from you. There are these kind of customers just like you. I will also inform you what is my apps to get you to install, because this kind of client like you, I like it so much. And this kind of client are the clients that they face problem before. They have bad experience of buying cheap products before. So they are, when sometimes you want to buy something, like, I don't care, I want to buy the cheapest one. Cheapest across the entire platform, I'll buy from them. But somehow, you do have bad experience, like you want to buy a camping tent. That is a very big joke when I look at that case. The camping tent is a human that you can actually sleep in the tent, but when that customer receives, the tent is so small. That tent is so small. And then, I'm so sorry to be blunt, it's like you pay for what you get, because the pricing difference is so big difference. So you kind of like common sense need to be applied in this case.
Yeah.
So, and
Obviously, you have not been watching all these things where you buy from China and the outfits do not fit. You see all these things, and because we're traumatized, we're willing to pay because you just don't want to go through the pain and the heartache kind of thing.
Yeah.
But your question is actually very, very true. And I want to share another experience. This was not online. This was actually in real life when I was traveling in Cape Town. And whenever I travel, I love going to grocery store and I love buying dips, and eating it in the hotel room. So I had spent like 20 minutes looking at all these dips and I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to take this one because it's cheap. And then just as I was about to go off, I saw another dip which looks exactly the same. And, I was like, this is the same, but it's 29 cheaper. Why? Oh, never mind, just take. And I spent probably 10 seconds to just look at it. And then I went back to the hotel. I tasted it. I ate it. And I'm like, why does it have like meat? So then I looked at it and then suddenly the word zoom in with bacon bits. Okay. So it had I was like, oh my God. And then I saw, every time I accidentally eat pork, the baked bacon comes out, and then I'm like, ugh. So yeah, after that, basically you're willing to pay. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
And I think when it comes to this, right, the product review and your page review play a very, very important character.
Yes.
A very important role. Because sometimes, even though your pricing is slightly higher, which is not that cheap, okay, but people is willing to pay for a slightly higher price because they see all the trustable review.
Yes.
Okay. That is something that an online player you need to build. I can honestly tell you, you can't get there if you don't start building, because building a review is not easy, because you need to get a volume, you need to catch an eyeball. The more review you are, the more trustable you are.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, is this where we start talking about digital payment?
Haven't yet.
Yeah, are we gonna start talking about it? Just wondering.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can move from branding already. So can you share a little bit about digital payment before we go into e-commerce? Yeah.
So, another experience before we kickstart on the digital payment side. During year 2018, yeah. So I was being selected as one of the entrepreneur to join Alibaba Netpreneur course for 10 days intensive training. So out of 200 over applicants, I was being selected as one of them. When I went there, I just go out with my phone. That's it. Itu saja. So I felt like, wow, life is so amazing. I don't even have to have loose change. I don't have to pay cash and things like that. I don't even verify this blue color is how much, this red color is how much, and things like that. And it's so convenient. And deep inside my heart, right, I was telling myself that 10 days, I really don't feel like coming back. After that, I was telling how I wish Malaysia is like that I just need to bring my phone. But today, last week, I think Friday, I was in the office, I went down, I just took my handphone without me even realizing. I just go there and just pay, hey, gosh, where's my wallet? And I suddenly realized we are already there. So also because the government is actually pushing towards cashless ecosystem in Malaysia, that is why it helps the cashless and the e-payment to boom. And then I think we don't have to mention the name that much, like Touch and Go, Boost, GrabPay, what else? You have a few more.
There's also Merchant Pay, Big Pay, all that.
Yeah, Big Pay, all these things. So these are all
Merchant Trade Money.
Yes. And talk about payment, right? E-payment. A lot of people thought that offline player or those that haven't transformed into a digital transformation, they thought that e-payment is just a payment. Anyhow, it's just a payment mode to convert from a hard cash to a digital. That's it. Itu saja, full stop. In fact, if you really look at the business and economy point of view, right, in your profit margin, now I'm talking about business. In your profit margin, right, businesswomen always talk about ka-ching. So, and when you receive cash, for instance, you receive cash from your client in your retail store, end of the day or end of the month, what do you need to do? You need to count the cash. Tomorrow morning, you need to bring the cash to the bank and bank it in. Okay. But during this process, you might have a risk of being robbed. Okay. you might have the risk of cash loss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't quote this, but there are chances that your stuff is your cash. I mean, like, don't quote me on that. And then there are much more things that you cannot foresee, or maybe missing, maybe a 50 ringgit that you need to pay to people. You thought it was, well, no, a 1 ringgit thing that you need to pay to people, but you accidentally pay a 50 ringgit back to the client as a chain. So that is something that will happen in a retail. And, but if you accept e-wallet, it's so easy. When you accept, the moment you accept the money, right, it instantly goes into your bank account, all right? But in the first model, which is the hard cash model, if you accept the cash, you want to eliminate the risk. What you do, you buy insurance, which is called cash in transit insurance, which is going to be very high. You're going to fork out a lot of expenses in your book. But if you, they do have a little slight charges on the e-wallet acceptance, but taking into account, right, that it's just a very, very minor charges versus your insurance that you need to pay. If in the long run, this is very good. And then other than that, you can, if you have data collection behind, you can kind of evaluate which is the wallet that pay you more. And you can aggressively engage your brand, engage your company, engage your product promotion with that e-wallet platform. Okay, so when you engage promotion with them, for instance, I normally sell this at 10 ringgit. I want to offer to that e-wallet user at an 8 ringgit discount. So you are thinking that in a business point of view, you think you make a losses of 2 ringgit. In fact, you're not. Because if you do advertisement, you do need to spend money. You engage a billboard, you need to spend money. But this 8 ringgit you offer to this e-wallet platform to do a promotional with them, and they will get you advertised in their e-wallet, in their banner, in the promotion, or wherever corner is seeable. Give an example, if you spend 8,000 or 5,000 ringgit, how many eyeball that you can catch, and how many 5,000 ringgit you have from your own pocket for advertising to bring your brand up. But if you were to do this with the platform, they have their own traffic. They have their own users that are the different and fresh, I call it fresh eyeball that you're actually catching. So that is bringing your brand up in another perspective. So again,
that's like a game changer.
Again, it's for free. What you need to do is just a promotion, a very attractive promotion, and put it in their platform.
Wow.
Yeah, when it comes to SME, right, you got no money, right, you have a lot of creative idea. Yeah. So this indirectly bringing your brand up.
What do you think most of the SMEs right now going into digital transformation, what are the most common thing that they lack?
Okay.
What's the area most SMEs are lacking in?
I had a training, I did a training for a group of women, which is women empowering, and also to transform them into the digital world. My topic was, of course, digital transformation again. So I asked the same question like what you do. So, the fear of change, it's just like, for example, if you have been offline for so long, getting you doing something which is, you don't even know what is that. You don't even know what is the outcome. And most importantly and most critically is you are not an IT savvy person. Then you get fear into changing. Pivoting is like a complete no-no to you. But you have to understand this digital transformation journey is a swim or sink journey. If you don't do it right now, you'll be there and wait to die lah. I mean, I'm so sorry to say that. But if the whole question of what's stopping them is simply because, first of all, I don't know how, I don't know where to start, I don't know, I know I need to be in online, but where to start? Okay, and also the willingness to spend money, not only into engaging into the social media platform to be seenable, and also the willingness to spend money to learn. Okay, like what Nina is actually doing. You're actually doing training. You're actually giving. Me, myself, is also doing digital transformation training. If you're not willing to pay money to learn, okay, of course, there are much more free platform. So, but we, like myself, my training method is always, I take into account as SME always have problem with funding. So I always use my skill, which what I'm using for free, to educate them so that they can start without hassle of money. So they can start freeware, they can start free journey, they can start it small, and slowly and gradually grow to a middle range. Then only you think of the higher range. And also, I think another thing is some traditional company, right? The team itself is traditional thinking. They can't change the mentality of changing. So, and also when you can't change on that, you can't engage new talent. The new talent is what I mentioned just now. You need designers, you need developers, you need content creators and all those things. They can't even accept how can you get a new talent in. And you are like talking to two different world people in one company. It's very hard. You must first accept that you must need to change. And then you must secondly accept that you need new talent. Okay. And then what else? I think, yeah, I think these are all the points that stops them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to follow up on that question,
Yeah.
with this transformation that's taking place right now, for a person who is, well, I consider myself quite educated, I have got some knowledge. It's already, I'm feeling very overwhelmed with the speed of things that are changing right now. Now, here we have people who are traditional brick and mortar operators who are just about to get into the digital area, learning a new set of skills. But at the same time, the ecosystem of digital transformation is so fast that the change is not happening, whereby do you see the problem that they are just about to get used to this? The game has changed, because my next question to you will be 2013, 2014, when you started, are you seeing the changes that's happening right now that you could have imagined happening when you were in 2013, 2014? Chances are not. And you're in that space, right? So moving forward, I think the speed of changes is going to be so much more faster than what has happened in the last 10 years, which I'm feeling very overwhelmed. How do you see these new people who are just about to learn on how to set up a online store, and the game of the store on you're describing that 41,000 machine that you bought from the description, it looked as though it's more like a hologram more than anything else, right? I was just imagining that. So in the future,
Yeah.
the technology is moving so fast. How are these people going to cope?
You know, I completely agree, and I feel what you're asking, because, like, you know, even me myself, I've been in tech. I've been seeing all these things every day. I'm engaging every day. You see, when I brush my teeth, I also watching video.
Right.
When I shower, I also listening to podcasts and everything. I do have this small little voice that's shouting inside. Why am I so slow? Why am I so slow? Like, how, why is the thing doing, people doing this right now, which I don't know. You know, I have that struggle in me that, why are you so slow? Even though I fully optimized my 24 hours that I can, of course, give, being spared like 5, 6 hours to 7 hours for me to sleep. So I have these very struggling voices, but I'm just trying my best to cope with it in every single manner that I can. Like, I drive, I listen. If I brush my teeth, I see, yeah, I watch and things like that. Like, coming back to the question is like, if a newcomer, they don't even know where to start. But right now, when they start the first step, how come that people is actually 20 steps away from me already?
Exactly.
How am I supposed to keep track myself? Okay, if you are at that stage, stop first. Stop first. Okay, you plan first. You plan, first of all, I want to start here by having online presence without spending a cost. Getting yourself in social media like Facebook, Instagram, those are for free, and TikTok, LinkedIn, and also Twitter. Get things which is free first. Okay, you got to first stop. Don't look at those noises. Block all the noises first. Yes, you know, I know. Congratulations, I know you're doing very good, but please leave me alone. Let me start slow. Okay, you start with things which is free. Okay, and start slow, and make sure you know where's your direction. After you have get all this groundwork done, which is free, then you start another step. Like for example, if I want to sell online, where? Okay, don't go and gung ho, set a website or build an app. No, stop that. Don't do that. You put your products in marketplace first. Okay, when you list your product in marketplace, be it Lazada, be it Shopee, be it Ubeli, be it any other platform, it's for free when you list it there. And when you sell it off, they get a commission cut out of what you're selling, which I think is a fair market, which is a fair trade. Then again, you're not spending a single cent to advertise your products. When you get the sales, you pay the cut, which is fair game. Okay. Then when you are so stable down and you know what you're doing already, then only you start your website. Because some people get this process wrongly. It's simply because if you build a website, who's going to know your online presence? No one's going to know your presence though. So you're going to start building traffic into your website. It's going to be a very hard journey for you. If you have the online presence in marketplace, driving sales to you, at the same time, you got to pandai build your own presence to tell, hello, I'm not only selling here, I'm here too, like that. Then when you're so engaged, you know what you're doing with the marketplace, then you build your own website. Okay. When you build your own website, it's a different game from the marketplace already. Even marketplace, yes, you want to build a brand, but the most importantly, you want to get your sales. But when it comes to your own website, your branding is very important. That's where the game comes, the branding games comes. So you're stable with your website already, then only you think about apps. Because apps, again, you need developer, you need maintenance, you need designer, UI, UX, front end, back end, and all the costs will come in. Again, if you don't have online presence, people don't know who you are, why are you forking so much money to build an app? So that is the journey that I would advise. If you do not know, start small step. At least you are small step better than no step. Yeah.
I absolutely have to agree with Sharon, because I think, and I understand it can get overwhelming, but the good news is if you're coming in the middle and people are like, have been in there longer, you're coming in and you're learning, and you're immediately, you bypass all the mistakes that other people make. You're at that stage. And then it's exactly like what Sharon said, you have to block off everything. You got to do you got to learn, kind of thing. And then it helps if you go and see Sharon or stuff like that, and you do things, even us, like, we're finding ways that, damn, we don't even need a website. We could have just used this off the shelf thing and compete with them. And there's the back end. I can even offer affiliate marketing. It's all there. And I'm like, what? I paid for a website? Well, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Building a website is not easy. People thought that it's just building the pictures there, I have my logo there, my content there, that's it. Bye.
Yeah.
But no, you're wrong. Building a website, I personally, I'm very detail-oriented person. I drill down into all the wording. What kind of wording? What kind of font types, font size, which make your user much more comfortable when it comes to readable speed, readable temptation, and also the picture. What is the width or length of your size of your website, which is feedable to all size of laptop, PCs, and if you shrink down into mobile size, you have a big screen, small screen, things like that. Yeah. Whether or not your website is mobile friendly, this is very important. These are all the details. And also one thing very important, if you want to build a website for yourself, or probably you already have a website, do an audit towards your website, right? How many clicks, this is very important. A lot of people don't study about this. How many clicks a user need to click in order to do a final checkout in your page to buy something? These are all user experience. The more click you are, the more mafan you are.
Yeah, the more difficult you're making your user to buy. Okay. Ridwan has a question. Sharon, do you have a mentor at any time in your fabulous journey? Thank you for the question, Ridwan.
Yeah, my mentor is my mistake.
I love that. That's ours as well. Okay. King S Tantra. Okay, very interesting name. Which channels do you recommend us to keep updated to the latest trend? Also, how should we gauge whether the tools are suitable for us? That's a very good question.
All right. Okay, as I mentioned, my style, I like to feed free things. I don't like to get my students or my attendees to buy things first when they don't even know they need or not. There are a lot of free channel out there. Like, given example, I'm one of the committee member for Gorgeous Gig. Gorgeous Gig mission is to bring more women into the tech world. In that, like for example, we have a collaboration with SME Corp 2 years ago, running around the whole Malaysia. We're giving talks. So we are actually giving free training in e-commerce, in how to do digital marketing and all those things. These are all the free platforms that you can go to. And another one is Go E-commerce, which is by MDEC. You can see a lot of courses and things like that. You can get the latest news, what are the update and what are the government direction which is moving towards that. And then you have a CDEC, which is Selangor Information Technology Center. Somehow I do my talks over there as well. You have, if you are Mandarin, I mean, if you don't speak good English or you don't understand English so much, you are Mandarin educated one, you can actually start with My Starter. Okay, My Starter is actually a platform. They are actually helping startup as well. And also, what else? Yeah, I have also one of the committee member for ICT chapter in Klang Chinese Chamber of Commerce as well. So I engage myself with a lot of association, and I actually contribute myself. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
Awesome.
these are all the platforms that you can, and also Facebook group. You can also add MECA, so or e-wallet group, Malaysia e-wallet. Those are all the groups that you can actually learn a lot, and you can engage and get new updated information.
Okay, fantastic. So you actually answered Perthpal's question in a way, which is, if I am traditional business, what do I need to do? How do I get myself digitally transformed? Yeah. But if I were to get into e-commerce, what advice would you give me? What do I need to look into and stuff like that in this day and age? Yeah.
Okay. You already have a product?
Yeah, let's just say somebody wants to get into e-commerce, but they don't know what. Yeah.
So, okay, assuming you already have a product, the first thing you need to do is to study how many competitors you have in the platform. First of all, market study is very important. You need to know how many people is actually selling the same product as you are selling, and what are the content they are putting. Are they what are the pricing proposition? You need to first study. Okay, because it's very easy when you just key in your products or your keyword into the search bar, and then boom, everything come out. And they even have filter that from lowest price to highest price. You can actually search from that. So first thing, you need to study who is your competitors. Second thing, you need to create good content. Good content is very important. And of course, with good content, good pictures, good write-up, good pricing proposition, I think it'll make you there. Okay. But before that, you need to start with what I have said, like what Rina and myself, I think we are same chapter. Your Facebook presence, your online social media presence. Because sometimes people do reverse engineering. They don't buy something online because you are selling something. They buy something online, they do a search first. And then the next thing they will search is Google and see whether your company exists or not in Malaysia. Do you have, because they really worried that you are buying from a con man company.
Wow.
Right? Yes. So what I say is that customer user behavior has changed, has shifted a lot. Why? Is it because you have been highly educated by all these social media that we have right now. So they are very intelligent, they're very smart right now. They know how to do a search and things like that. Be that again, I say when you sell something, you must sell not only that product, you're selling integrity as well. So being shown in all your present, tell people, hello, we are really a company exist in Malaysia, in KL, in which part of KL you can find me, you can reach us by this contact, this email. So when people do a search in the platform already, if they want to do a reverse engineering, they search you, okay, fine, I can buy from them, I can trust them. Then why I give them a chance, I try first.
Wow. So the digital reputation has become even more important, yeah, because there's definitely a shift now. It's about trust economy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Next question. Where do you see, because we don't have a lot of time left, where do you see the future or trends in e-commerce is? What do you expect?
I don't want to only emphasize on e-commerce. I should say
Yeah, I would
you
love
have
to be.
e-commerce,
Branding.
e-payment, which is digital payment, and the up. Okay, I mean one part, which is the digital payment. All you think is payment, money, touch, pay. That's it. But one thing is coming up, which is another one is called buy now, pay later. It's BNPL short. Buy now, pay later. You can see Grab is running right now. Buy now, pay later, and you can see a few more companies coming up like Atom, Hola, Split, and also IOU Pay. These are all buy now, pay later platform. So assuming if your product is a bit pricey, so you can actually split your payment into 4 payment or 5 payment or 6 payment. I'm not too sure what packages are they offering. If you have this BNPL thing, we call it buy now, pay later. If in this current economy, if I want to buy this thing, it will cost me $1,000, and I have to think twice, think 3 times, 4 times, 10 times whether or not am I supposed to spend on this. But if you have buy now, pay later plan, then you will indirectly are splitting to 4 payment. So I just need to fork out 250 ringgit a month. So I think I'm still okay by spending on that. So if you have this blocking to your business model, which I think is another one that helps you to generate business. Okay, and coming up is the digital banking. The digital banking. It is not happening in Malaysia yet, but there are our bank Negara is actually starting with all the setting up all the rules and things like that. So, but I think Singapore has already awarded, MAS has already awarded the digital banking. The closest to us is Singapore. So I think digital banking is a very new thing coming up, which is like you have a bank, you use a banking service without a bank presence. Like now you have a bank, you walk in, you have a teller that talk to you, a cashier that talk to you, you do all the processing paperwork. But in the future, digital banking is a bank in your phone. A bank in your phone.
I think it's already happening slowly.
Yeah, you do account opening through your bank, and the verification is your face recognition, your EKYC. We call it electronic know your customers. They verify you whether or not you are you through eKYC, and a lot more things which is going to happening in this digital world for digital banking. So yeah, in one of that is like it's going to be like digital credit, like how you pay your loan, how you engage with your payment thing, how punctual you are. It all takes into digital credit.
Wow. Okay.
And then future. Actually, it happens already right now. Actually, you have your personal credit, but now it's another different level. They probably judge you by your spending. I'm not too sure what is going to happen in Malaysia, but this is already happening in Europe, US, and when how much you spend a month and how frequent you spend and how do you deal with your loan, is it punctual and things like that, will also allow them to offer a pre-approved loan to you in advance. Because they know that you're a trustable person, they can
so all this will go into big data, right? All
yes.
This. Okay.
Yes.
You want to mention
the final
something?
thing is big data.
Okay. So how do we prepare? For how do we get the company ourselves prepared for this kind of future? What's your advice?
I only say there's no shortcut. Keep learning, and also observe very closely what is happening to you. A lot of people that they think that, promotion, I just spend, that's it. This promotion, I just buy one, free one, that's it. But you have to actually think of it. Hey, since people can offer buy one, free one, what can I offer to them? And why can I offer this? And how can I enter this? And why is people able to do that so far advanced? I mean, so much advanced than I do understand about this presence. So you need to really, I can only tell you my secret of staying in touch with this is non-stop learning. It's really non-stop learning.
I mean, there's no other choice, isn't it? It's non-stop learning because even I mean, look at you. You started at 2013, and it's shifted so much, right? kind of thing.
Yes.
And we're going to expect it to continue to change as well, because we haven't even started talking about AR, VR, MR, mixed
Yes.
reality in terms of marketing
Yes. Yes.
kind of thing.
Talking about AI and all this thing, right? Last week, Friday night, I vividly remember my mom texted me something because she saw an AI thing in WhatsApp, and she asked me, "What is AI?" My mom asked me, "What is AI? How are you going to explain to her what is AI?" So I just went to YouTube and get a video and sent to her.
Yeah, easier, right? Okay. Wow. So that means if we're doing business traditionally, whether we like it or not, we have to kind of start online, and just slowly build it up, because then we will learn things along the way. Yeah. Right. I think
and
no other
also
choice, right?
join the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important.
I think you're right. The community is important because it will help. Perthpal, do you have anything to add? What was your biggest learning in today's session?
I've been doing a bit of reading on the changes, trends that's happening in the future. I think it's just not sufficient for us to be learning, continuously learning. We have to continuously learning quickly.
Yes.
Quickly. Because so that means people need to learn how to learn quickly. So our speed of learning have to be increased, because the influx of information coming in is so huge and in rapid manner. If we are not able to learn and have the skills to learn quickly, we will not be able to catch up with the changes that's happening. So the desire to learn alone is not enough. We need to be able to learn and learn very, very quickly.
Yes.
I think let's put it another way. Learn it quickly and implement, because we're living in that age where you got to take action, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The output.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was bad. Okay. This whole session has been like this for me. Hang on.
The prophecy is true.
So that's what's been happening. Okay, so what was your biggest learning, Perthpal? For me, it's like, oh my God, thank you very much. You just taught me that I'm not doing enough. No, just kidding. But yeah, okay. Look at China. They're fast. I'll just look. And okay, it further reaffirms that I need to follow certain influencers because they're passionate about these things. They always get the first news. And then my shortcut learning is to learn from them. How's that?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to have a payment gateway on my website, which I don't have, which I don't sell anything, except for this is coming out soon.
Yeah, because you're pointing to your book, right?
Exactly, and I've not even posted it out yet, so that's, but it's out it's out already. Yeah.
Okay,
So.
there's a very easy whatever to that I can share with you, or maybe Sharon, you have something you can share with Perthpal. What's your advice? Because he's got a book coming up.
Oh, okay. For payment gateway, is it? Okay. When it comes to payment gateway, is another not new thing. It's something, if you want to build your website, is something that you must have to put it inside a website so they can accept payment from others. So when it comes to payment gateway, you have a few options. Of course, you need to consider what are the charges and what are the expenses and commission rate that they are charging. Like FPX is bank transfer, credit card, installment. Like again, I say accepting of e-wallets. Because nowadays, right, a lot of I said payment gateway company, they have already engaged with all these e-wallet players. So typically when you engage with them, all the payment will be in. Okay, all the payment acceptance way will be in. It's just a matter of how much are they charging you for commissions.
What's the normal rate of charging?
Yeah.
I can't recall.
Do you have any that you recommend at the top of your head? Any of the payment gateway?
There were a few which is quite huge in Malaysia, which is iPay88, which is paying. So typically, if you engage with them, right, you can get all the payment into it already. Even the buy now pay later. They are already engaging with them already.
Wow, they're doing the buy now pay later. Perthpal, we have a solution, so you can talk to Popcorn AI kind of thing, or if Popcorn AI doesn't answer you, you can talk to Pauline, so she'll be able to help you. But yeah, thank you so much. I think we learned a lot. What about you guys? What was your biggest learning from today? Let us know in the comment section. For me, is the buy now, pay later. I didn't know it was a big thing. So I got to look into that kind of thing. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. Definitely, there's a lot of things that we can learn from what you've shared today that I think normal businesses can also, implement, especially, not just from e-commerce, but, digital transformation, everything. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to take you to the backstage. Perthpal, you want to add anything?
No, I just totally enjoyed listening to Sharon, because you everything that you say is coming from the endpoint of a person who has practiced this, who have done this, and so it's a joy listening to you giving authentic answers, not just canned stuff that I can get from websites and from other blogs and stuff like this. Thank you very much. I totally enjoyed having you here.
Okay, love it. Thank you. Bye. Just hang in there. Okay. All right. So that's all the time that we have for today. We hope you guys enjoyed it. One of you guys actually said that learn how to learn fast. I like that. Okay. So you can connect with Sharon here, and you can also connect with Perthpal over here, fellow popcooner here, kind of thing. Thank you for having matching turbans for popcorn today. So moving forward, I hope you guys learned a lot from this. Just a couple of reminders. I just want to go through the things that we have. So yeah, next Monday we've got this coming up. Hang on, let me get the photos kind of thing. Okay, so we've got 3 simple ways to get your leads to convert. And then next week is a very important message about the art of not caring about what other people think, especially about your English. And then we've got a private class, how to use LinkedIn to get client. And Popcorn Bites is back with Samantha on how you can elevate your business game with Google My Business. And I think that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Nina signing off, and this is my co-host,
Perthpal.
Woohoo! Thank you very much, and good night.
Thank you, everyone. Good night,
Wait,
Nina.
let me get the video. Wait, where's the outro? Hang on, huh?
Bye.